Hello everyone, CQ Reviews again here to show you a comparison between the three different trim levels that are available on the 2018 XC90. I have three different Volvo XC90s here to kind of talk to you guys about. Sometimes we want to know the difference between each of the particular trim levels, and the best way to kind of approach that is primarily by the exterior. There's a lot of changes to what the exterior of the vehicle looks like, and this is a good way to be able to distinguish or understand which trim level you're looking at and why one is different than the other. So I wanted to kind of start off from the middle. This middle one that you're seeing right here, this one is the 2018 Volvo XC90 Momentum. And so the first thing that everybody kind of looks at is the grille design. So you can see right here the grille design. We have this kind of a waterfall grille with this glossy black fins that we're seeing right here, and then we have the beautiful Volvo kind of emblem in the center. And then some of the things that you can see visually is that chrome kind of trim that's running along the edge right here, and then you have this silver chin spoiler that we have running on the bottom. So the next trim level above the Momentum would then be the R design. And so here we can see that we do not have that waterfall grille like we had before. This is sort of a dotted kind of matrix that you're seeing there, right? So again, this is also in the gloss black that we're seeing. And the other thing you'll notice too is in this is not chrome. So you see that this part of the emblem is chrome, but this is actually in a sort of silver, painted silver kind of finish that you're seeing there, like almost like a brushed aluminum kind of finish as well. And then we don't have that chrome strip that runs along the edge here, and this is sort of like a Y kind of split here, almost like the headlights, right? How the headlights have that sort of Thor's hammer kind of look. They continue that on the bottom as well, and that's in a glossy black finish just like in the grille, okay? And then the other thing that we notice that's a different too is actually the bottom spoiler. You can see it's a very aggressive looking spoiler, and this is color matching here with gloss black on the bottom there. And so I'm going to show you the difference so you can see them side by side. So this is what it looks like here, and then if we look over we can see some of the differences there, and I'm kind of going to put them side by side here so we can see those differences again. So you can see the grille design here versus the grille design over here. You can see the kind of section there versus this section that we have here. Headlights are the same, the fog lights are also the same, and in some cases even the wheel well kind of arches are the same as well, so you can see that between the two vehicles right here, okay? And then above the R design trim would then be the Inscription trim. So we're going to go over here and look at this one. This one looks a little bit more similar to the Momentum trim, and so the one thing that you'll notice is that it still has the same waterfall kind of style grille that the Momentum does, which we can see there, but the grille now is in this sort of matte finish, this sort of matte silver style design with chrome running along the outside edge of that. So we see that right there, and then the same center portion of the Volvo emblem. And then if you pull back a little bit, again, we see that same sort of chrome strip on this side and on this side. And then we also see that same silver kind of chin spoiler that we have on the Momentum trim, okay? Other thing we want to take note is in the mirror or the side profile as well. And so if I look at the side profile here, one thing we are going to notice is the Inscription badging. So you'll see that right there. We also have the chrome strip that runs along the whole side profile of the vehicle versus the Momentum, which does not have any sort of badging or the chrome strip as well, okay? Also, what you'll notice is in the roof rails. So in this one, it is a very kind of sporty, thin profile roof rail versus this one, which is an open roof rail, okay? And there's this sort of like textured plastic that we have here with this sort of silver finish on the top versus this one, which is all polished or chrome, okay? Then moving over to the R design, another thing that you're going to notice, we don't have any sort of bright work on the bottom. So just like the Momentum, which we'll look on this side, there's no bright work, right? But this is something that's definitely different. This is something that you can kind of see that's eye-catching, which is the silver mirror cap that you'll see on there versus the color mirror cap that's on the Momentum and also on the Inscription. Okay, we'll kind of take a look at the back and we'll see what the differences are there as well. So I'm going to start off with the R design. One of of the changes that you can see on the R Design is the bottom spoiler. So in this case, we do have a glossy black finish on here. And then just like in the front, we had the body color that also is on the bottom of the spoiler as well, with these really nice exhaust tips that you see there. So it is a little bit more aggressive looking. And then this is painted in black, right? So we see that, okay? Moving over to the Momentum trim, you see here that we do not have a black finish. This is body color. There actually isn't a trim piece there, which there is on the other car. And then also, if you look at the bottom, it's sort of a brushed silver. Now this one does have the trailering hitch, and you can see that it's the cover right there for the trailering hitch, but this bottom spoiler is in silver. We'll look at it side by side there versus the R Design. And you'll see this one has a sort of kind of texture strips there, right? You can see that kind of just adds a little bit more aggressiveness to the bottom versus this one, which is very smoothed out. Okay, so we can see that there. And then wrapping up on the Inscription, the Inscription is nearly identical to the Momentum. Only difference between the two ends up being this sort of chrome strip that we see here, just to add a little bit more bright work, just like we had on the side profile of the vehicle. That bright work that you see there, we also have additional bright work on the back with that on both sides. Okay, and I'm going to back up a little bit so you can kind of see them together. The two vehicles here, we see how they're very similar, with the exception of that hitch that we have there on the bottom, and then this one right here at the end, which is also the R Design. And I'll show you one other R Design. We have another one right here as well, and this one also does also come with the hitch, so you can see what that looks like on an R Design versus the Momentum. All right, that wraps up my video for today. I hope you enjoyed the visual exterior differences between the three different trim levels, and I'll give you a final video showcasing the three of them from the front. Let me know what you think. Put in your comments in the comments below what you like, what you don't like, what you would prefer out of the three trim levels. Which one do you think is your favorite? And give this video a thumbs up and a like, and also go ahead and subscribe.